Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my classic USFL franchise with the New Orleans Breakers. We're in week 4 of the 2035 season, and of course, we're 0-3 in the NFC South. And it's not going to get any easier as our next two opponents are both 3-0. This week, we played the Shreveport Pirates, a divisional opponent who is 3-0. And next week we got the Orlando Renegades, who are also 3-0. So we're gonna have to turn around things pretty quickly here and see if we can improve the team somehow. Let's take a look and see why the New Orleans Breakers have been struggling. While we improved on offense seemingly last week, able to score some points, defense continues to struggle. It's dead last in points given up in the USFL. Giving up 39 points a game. That is just terrible. Passing yards were 31st. Rushing yards were 28th. So clearly the problem is on defense, but that's somewhat surprising being that many of our best players are on defense. So we're going to have to take a closer look at the different levels of the defense and see if we can figure out what's been the problem there. Let's go ahead and preview the Shreveport Pirates before we get ready for our game. So the Pirates are led by a couple of elite wide receivers in Zach Pickens and Tremaine Woodard. They've been putting up big numbers so far this year, but of course they can break out at any time. Their first 3 games, they're 3-0, but they were very close games. As you can see here, week 1 they beat Tampa Bay 24-20. Then the next week they beat the Express by 6 points, and then they beat the Stallions last week 22-14. So they haven't exactly been blowing people out or anything, but they are still undefeated, and it's gonna be a tough challenge for us this week, I think. So one thing I think we definitely want to do is add some depth at middle linebacker. We have Stephon Westbrook as our starter, obviously, but behind him we don't have that much depth. We have Malachi Williamson as backup, who's a upper 60s middle linebacker. So I think we can probably improve the depth at middle linebacker. There's probably no reason for us to have Lucas Valentine on the active roster. Honestly, we could probably move him to the practice squad or cut him. So that's definitely one thing we're going to do once we get in game. But first, let's go ahead and see how we did in training for the week and see if any of our players got improvements. All right, taking a look at our weekly training results for the Breakers. Looking at the looking at our cornerback group, Cedric Winslow had a good week of practice, getting +2 in his man coverage. That's good to see after being limited last week with an injury. So it's always good to see a young corner, improving his man coverage. We also had Duke Howard, who's been hurt the last couple of weeks, bounce back with a good week of practice. That's good to see. As he lost some awareness just from being rusty over the last couple of weeks. Looking at the defensive tackle group, Daniel Swain, a rookie, had an elite practice as he got a couple of points in his awareness and play, and also got some play recognition and tackle. So good to see him improving. We also had Percy Gills, who had his 3rd consecutive good week of practice. So a lot of these young guys on that defensive tackle group are improving, and I'm curious to see how well they can improve and maybe potentially break the starting lineup. Skipping down to the running back room, Derek Perriman finally had a good week of practice after being somewhat lethargic the last couple of weeks. He lost some agility and acceleration due to being lethargic. But he finally had a good week of practice and got +2 on ball carrier vision. So at least he's getting that. He's been somewhat disappointing so far this season, and it's not surprising, being that his training habits haven't been that great. Theo Wolford was lethargic again in workouts. He had this similar issue a few weeks ago, and he lost another point of acceleration. So that's now 2 points in acceleration he's lost so far, and he hasn't made any gains whatsoever this year. Being that he's 32, he's not going to be able to make any gains. So anything he loses, he's not going to regain. So that's going to be a problem. So long term, we've got to, I think, start to hope that some of these younger guys at the linebacker position can step up and make improvements and eventually overtake Wolford at that position. Jamison Brown, another lethargic week, although this is his first time being lethargic during workouts. We seem to have a bunch of players who are being lethargic, but that's not good for a defensive end to lose some strength. So he lost 1 point of strength there, which is not good. Damon Hodges has been a bright spot for this team. The rookie outside linebacker had a good week of practice, gaining 1 point in pursuit and 1 point in block shedding. Those are two attributes that he improved on during training camp. I hope he continues to do that. I think he'd be a good player for us. Sidney Sears, after having frankly an awesome training camp, he's been okay in practice, but he hasn't been making any gains the last several weeks. But I think he'll get back on track. Riley Walker, a tight end, another rookie, got +2 in catching traffic. That's good to see from a tight end. Lawrence Gibson had an elite practice result, getting +3 in short route running, +1 in catching traffic, and +1 in catching. That is an awesome performance. And ever since we got him, he's been doing well in practice and has been making improvements. So I'm curious to see how well he can improve and maybe possibly start getting on the field more. And of course, Sheldon Saunders, he has been hurt, but fortunately for us, he has not taken any hits in terms of losing attributes or anything from missing workouts or practices. He's been able to do light workouts and do limited practicing at least, so he's not been losing that much. Taking a quick look at the overall progress of the Breakers, we have a couple players who have gained 3 points in overall since the beginning of the season. Stephen Monroe, we talked about him before. Backup quarterback. He's been making strides. And Derek Griffey, backup left tackle. He's also been improving to 64 overall from a 61. But Sheldon Saunders, even before he got hurt, was making improvements, but the injuries have been setting him back. And of course, Sidney Sears, a rookie right guard, has improved to an 80 overall. If you're curious to see how much players across the league are improving, if I click on all teams here, you can see there's some players who have improved 4 or 5 points from the beginning of the season. One player who improved by 5, Quentin Fowler, a left tackle for the Michigan Panthers, has gone from a 63 to a 68. So just to give you an idea of what other players for other teams are doing. All right, with that, let's go ahead and go in game and see if we can make some moves to improve the roster. So one deficiency I see in the team is that strong safety. Both players that are on the active roster, neither one have been improving, and John Carr has actually been regressing a little bit. So let's see if there's any help in the free agency market that we can leverage to improve that position. So I think Brandon Arthur might be a good option here. He's a scheme fit. He's still only 29 years old, so he can still improve. I'm going to go ahead and sign him to the active roster. Now, one thing I really didn't stress, we were without two key defensive players last week, which contributed to our performance. So we are getting back Oscar Wallace on the defensive line. He was out last week, which was a big problem. And we were without our second best corner, Duke Howard. So we're getting those two players back this week. That's good. That's going to help. That in itself is going to help the team. All right, so we have to cut one player. I can never tell if we have room on our practice squad or not. I don't know how to do that in Madden. But we can definitely demote one of our linebackers. I think Lucas Valentine can go to the practice squad. If we can do that, you can never tell until you go to the screen. So we can't. Do we want to keep him? So he's a 69 overall. Looking at his practice habits and everything, he's only made minimal progress since the start of training camp. I think it's safe for us to just go ahead and release him. So another thing I want to do is we talked about Lawrence Gibson, the rookie wide receiver, having just elite practices and constantly improving. I want to move him from the practice squad to the active roster. So you see here he's a 67, getting some morale boost as well. I have to go back to this other screen here. I'm going to sign him from the practice squad, and then Chad Gills, I'm going to move him. I can't move him. I can't move him to the practice squad. I'm going to go ahead and release him. All right, and then let's adjust our depth chart here. Things will be a lot better once we have Sheldon Saunders back next week. Gabe Pritchett has been having tremendous practices as well, and he's been improving tremendously as well. So I'm looking forward to these two wide receivers continuing to improve. So that should take care of the wide receiver position. Oh, and we have to move Brandon Arthur, the guy we just signed as strong safety, move him into the depth chart. He's going to compete for a starting position. I'm going to put him second for now. But depending on how practices go and how the games go, he could be moved into the starting position. And I'll put Ware at third for now. So that should take care of that. On second thought, after looking at the ratings, I think I'm gonna move Brandon Arthur to the starting position. I like his tackling better and his pursuit better. So it wouldn't hurt being the performance of our defense in the last few games. So we have some upgrades to the coaching staff that we can do. I think we need to improve the defense. There's plenty of options we can do here. I think I'm going to do game plan here. We need to boost play recognition for cornerbacks, free safeties, and strong safeties. That sounds like a pretty good move. All right, and we took care of that. And we also have a scenario we need to do. Let's do the QB1 check-in. Coach, your team has struggled out of the gate so far. When that happens, a lot of blame is usually placed on the quarterback. Who needs to step up? I think the whole team needs to step up. The age-old saying is that football is a team game. We win as a team, we lose as a team, we take blame as a team. Beat the Pirates. That was the plan all along. Going back to player negotiations, we put out a couple of offers out that were rejected. Mainly younger players who have been improving, like Quan George. Not showing much interest though. So I want to see if maybe we can offer him a little bit more bonus, maybe. Okay, and we were able to get him signed. That is good. Oscar Wallace is an interesting dilemma. He's 30 years old, but he's by far our best defensive tackle. So he's not going to improve that much more, and he's been hurt. So I think I'm going to remain holding off on him. Same thing with Jerry Goldberg. I want to see how much he progresses during the season, because he's been disappointing. Duke Howard, another dilemma there. He's been hurt, so that's been hurting his progress. I want to see how he practices during over the course of the season before making many more offers there. Clifton Stanford has been progressing well. That's why I offered him last week, but he rejected my offer. So I'm just going to offer him a little bit more. That's it. So Jonathan Samuel we just acquired fairly recently, and he had an excellent week of practice last week, but didn't make any attribute gains, which could mean he's already reached his potential for the most part. But he's only 29 years old, and he's our second best defensive tackle. So I think it's worth signing him for another year. So I'm just going to make him an offer here. All right, he accepted. All right, I think that's all the negotiations we're going to do this week. We're going to need to think about Jake Moody. He's been money for us at kicker, obviously, but he's, wanting almost $7 million. So we're going to hold off on that for now. All right, I think we're ready to kick it off against the Shreveport Pirates. Hopefully we can get back on track. Let's go to kickoff. All right, Breakers will be getting the ball first as we kick it off. Breakers wearing their new blue pants that they now have as a uniform option. Guess they're hoping they'll change their luck this season so far. Justin Herbert showed, I think, improved, ran the offense better last week compared to what Goldberg did the first couple weeks. Let's see if he can continue doing that. First down for the Breakers. As Perryman gets the handoff, he has some room up the middle. He still raced to the 41-yard line. And that is a 17-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage for the Breakers. Herbert now in the shotgun. As he hands off to Perryman once more. And he's going to get 5 yards on that carry. It's going to be second down and 5. Herbert in the shotgun once again. He drops back to throw. He dumps it off to Perryman. He's only going to get a couple yards there. It's going to be third down and 3 for New Orleans. Herbert drops back to throw. He can't find anybody. He throws that. He finds a wide open receiver. That is Quan George, I believe. And he is all the way down to the 20-yard line of Shreveport. Quan George has had a great season so far. First down and 10 for the Breakers. Herbert in the shotgun. He drops back to throw. And he completes it to Quan George once again. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. It's going to be second down and 5. Herbert in the shotgun. And he completes it to Martavis Moore up the middle, and that's going to be a first down. That's going to make it first down and goal for the Breakers at the 6-yard line. Perryman alone back in the backfield. He gets the football up the middle. He's to the 2-yard line. And that's going to be about a 3-yard gain. Second down and goal for the Breakers. Perryman gets the handoff, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. Derek Perryman, who's had a rough start to the season, starts off this game pretty well. And it is 6-0 Breakers. And the kick is good. It is 7-0 New Orleans. After New Orleans goes on a nearly 5-minute drive to start the game. And that's going to go for a touchback. As Arnold Anderson comes onto the field. Shreveport comes out in an offset eye. And the handoff is to Hargrave. As he gets about 3 yards, it's going to be second down and 7 for the Pirates. Play action for Anderson. He steps up and he's going to go down. That is a sack for the Breakers defense as Samuel makes the sack. Anderson was almost able to escape, but not quite It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Anderson back to throw. He tries to set up the screen, but he cannot get the ball to the running back as Walford was on his back, and it's going to be 4th down for Shreveport. And this is going to be returnable to about the 40-yard line. Herbert comes out in the shotgun. He drops back to throw. And that's caught by Perriman. He makes a move. And he gets to the 48-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Breakers. Play action by Herbert. And he has a wide open receiver. That is Byers, I believe. And he is down all the way to the 21-yard line. And so the Breakers are already in the red zone after that 26-yard gain. Play action by Herbert. He rolls out to his left and he hits Quan George for a touchdown. And the Breakers are up 13-0. And so the Breakers offense picking up where they left off last week. And the kick is up and good. It is 14-0 New Orleans. And that's going to be a touchback. Anderson comes out under center on 1st and 10. He drops back to throw. He rolls out to his right. And he's able to dump it off to a receiver. That is Woodard for 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. And Hargrave is able to get the 1st down easily after a 6-yard gain. It's going to be a 1st down for Shreveport. Anderson with the draw play to Hargrave. That's going to be about 4 yards. He's 2nd down and 6. Anderson back to throw. And he completes it to number 88 for a 1st down. That's good for 9 yards. That was Morris on the reception. Anderson back to throw. And he completes it for about 6 yards. There's Woodard with the reception. I formation now for Shreveport. And the handoff it's to number 23, and he's off to the races on the left side. And he's down all the way to the 6-yard line. That is Lowry with a 36-yard gain. And so the Breakers, who gave up some big plays last week, give up another one right here. First down and goal for the Pirates. Anderson hands it off. And Hargrave is met at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be no gain. 2nd down and goal. Hargrave gets the handoff once again. This time maybe a couple yards. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. Anderson back to throw. He throws it in the end zone, and wide open is number 12, Zach Pickens. And that is going to be a touchdown, and Shreveport has cut the lead. As Herbert comes out in the shotgun. He drops back to throw. And that is caught. That is Byers. That's going to be a 13-yard gain and a 1st down. Herbert under center. Hands it to Perryman. And not much doing there, maybe 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 as Roth makes the tackle for the Pirates. Herbert drops back to throw. And that is caught by Faulkner, I believe. That's his first catch for 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Breakers. And now we have some movement. And that's going to be offsides. And that's going to be an automatic 1st down for New Orleans. Herbert in the shotgun. And that is incomplete as it was deflected by number 99, Bush. It's 2nd down and 10. Herbert back to throw. He's getting pressured. And he's go down all the way back to the 36-yard line. Number 51. That is Will Anderson Jr. Gets him all the way back to the 38-yard line. Herbert in the shotgun on 3rd and 22. And he dumps it off to Faulkner, but he cannot hang on to it. And that's going to bring a 4th down. I imagine we'll see a long field goal attempt here by Moody. This will be a 53-yard attempt. And it is good. He drilled it. Hargrave gets the handoff. He has a little bit of room this time for maybe 6 yards. This is going to be 3rd down and 2. And the handoff is number 23. He's still running. He's to the 50-yard line. And that is Lowry once again. He's been killing the Breakers. He had a long run earlier in the game, and he makes another big run there. This one goes for a 1st down. First down and 10 for Shreveport at the 49-yard line of New Orleans. And that is Lowry once again. This time he goes for 9 yards. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1. Anderson back to throw. And that is off the mark. That's going to be 3rd down and 1. Play action by Anderson. He's going to go deep. And that is caught for a touchdown. That is Tremaine Woodard. And Shreveport maybe caught the Breakers napping a little bit on 3rd and 1. As Anderson goes deep on 3rd and 1. All the way to the end zone. And Shreveport is going to get within 3 points pending the extra point. And it is good. And it is 17-14 New Orleans. Anderson back to throw. He has a wide open receiver. That is Pickens, I believe. He's still running. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. No, that was Tremaine Woodard, number 83. And boy, the Breakers defense has been giving up some big plays. And that's what the Breakers were fearful of, is that pair of wide receivers for Shreveport. And the Pirates all of a sudden have a 21-7 lead. And that's going to be incomplete. Anderson could not hit his intended receiver there. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Anderson throws it deep, and that is caught. That is number 88. That is Morris. And the drive is going to continue for Shreveport. 1st down and 10 at the 37-yard line of New Orleans. Anderson hands it off to Hargrave. And he's going to get about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Anderson back to throw. He completes it. And that Pickens makes a move. And runs all the way to the 11-yard line. Zach Pickens has been kind of quiet, but he was able to get some run after the catch on that one. And that is going to be complete for about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. And that's going to be an easy touchdown for Cash Hargrave, number 21, as he went untouched into the end zone. And the Pirates extend their lead. Kick is up and it is good. It's 28-17 Shreveport now. Herbert comes out in the shotgun. He drops back to throw. And that's going to be complete for about 6 yards. That's going to be complete just short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. That is Byers with the catch. And the handoff is to Perriman, and he gets the first down. Herbert back to throw, and that is caught by Quan George, and he's down all the way to the 37-yard line of Shreveport. Another big play there by Quan George. First down and 10 at the 37. Herbert back to throw. And he finds Tremaine Faulkner all the way down to the 21-yard line. And that's going to be another Breakers first down. Herbert back to throw. He throws it in the end zone, and it is batted away, but there's a flag on the field. And this is going to be holding on New Orleans. That's on Eric Whitman, the left tackle. First down and 20. Play action, and he's going to go down for a sack. Will Anderson once again with a sack. And Herbert didn't have a chance there after the play action. Pistol formation for the Breakers. As Herbert hands it off to Perriman. And it's going to be 3rd down and 30. Herbert back to throw. He throws it deep and finds a wide open Martavis Moore, and that's going to be a touchdown. And that had to have been a blown coverage by Shreveport. So the Breakers are going to go for 2 here. And Herbert takes it himself on the quarterback draw, and it is good, and it is 28-25 Shreveport. Anderson back to throw, completes it to Pickens, and he's going to be a yard short after that completion. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Play action by Anderson. He's rolling out to his left, and he dumps it off to the tight end, and it's caught for a first down. And that may be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Or maybe not. Might have one more play. Oh, no, we won't. So it is 28-25 Shreveport. Breakers defense needs to make a stop somehow. Pirates come out in an I formation. As Hargrave gets the carry, but that's going to go for no gain. It's going to be second down and 10. Anderson back to throw. And that is thrown in a double coverage. It's going to be third down and 10. Anderson under center. He drops back to throw. He's going to go down for a sack. That is Bird with the sack. And that is a big play for the Breakers defense. As Shreveport's got to attempt a long field goal. This will be a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. It was missed wide right. So the Breakers stood out their own 41-yard line. Herbert back to throw. And that is overthrown. It's going to be second down and 10. The handoff is to Perriman. He makes a move up the middle. And that's going to be a first down. That's a 10-yard gain. Pistol formation for the Breakers as Herbert drops back to throw. And that is incomplete as the receiver was well covered there. Herbert back to throw. He tries to set up the screen. Perriman has it. As he gets about 7 yards, it's going to be third down and 3. Pistol formation again for the Breakers. And the handoff is to Vernon, who only gets a yard. And it's going to be fourth down and 2. Let's see if the Breakers decide to go for it here. They're going to go for it. Fourth down and 2. Herbert has the ball. He drops back to throw, and he finds an open receiver. That is caught for a first down. That is Byers. The Breakers now have it at the 28-yard line. First down and 10. Herbert back to throw. And he finds a receiver for about 5 yards. That is Martavis Moore with his 5th catch. It's going to be second down and 5. And the handoff is to Perriman up the middle. And that's going to be a first down to the 11-yard line. There's a Breaker on the field that is injured. Can't tell who that is. First down and 10 for New Orleans at the 11-yard line. Herbert back to throw. That is caught by Quan George. And he fumbled the ball. And then Shreveport picks it up. And still running is number 32. He's to the 40, 30, 20, 10. And he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. That is Jonathan Black. Let's see a replay here and see if that was really a fumble. Yep, that was a fumble. And just the demoralizing play for the Breakers as they were getting ready to score and take a potential lead, and it goes for a touchdown the other way. And it is good. It is now 35-25. Second down and 10. Herbert in the shotgun. He's calling an audible. He drops back to throw. Can't find anybody. He dumps it off to Perriman. He gets about 6 yards. It's going to be third down and 4. Quick throw by Herbert up the middle, and that's going to be enough for the first down after the completion. Herbert back to throw once again. And that is caught for 6 yards. Second down and 4. Play action by Herbert. And he throws it, and that's a wide open number 82 all the way down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be first down and goal. Play action by Herbert. He's rolling out to his left. Throws in the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. That is Nelson Burrow, the wide receiver. And the Breakers cut into the lead. So Moody's on for the extra point. And the Breakers have cut the lead to 35-32 as the Breakers call timeout. Quick throw to the outside by Anderson. As he puts on the Jets and runs all the way to the 41-yard line. That is Woodard once again with his 7th catch. He has killed the Breakers today. That's the first down for Shreveport. Play action by Anderson. And that is off the mark. It's going to be second down and 10. Anderson back to throw, and a diving catch is made. That's going to cause the Breakers to call timeout. It's going to be a first down for Shreveport at the 37-yard line. Anderson back to throw once again. Gets hit hard. The receiver gets hit hard and jars the ball loose. It's going to be second down and 10. Anderson dumps it off to Hargrave, but not much doing. It's going to be third down and 8. Breakers use that last timeout. Anderson back to throw. He has a wide open receiver, and that is going to be a touchdown. That is Zach Pickens. And Shreveport scores their 41st point of the game. And that's going to do it. Breakers win this game at the end, but the big fumble return for a touchdown did the Breakers in as they lose 42-32. So the Breakers lose another one, 42-32, and this was another game where the Breakers just giving up too many big plays. And the offense got in on the action, giving up a fumble return for a touchdown, which was the deciding factor in the game. Justin Herbert had a great game, but so did Arnold Anderson, completing 70% of his passes, averaging 11 yards a pass, giving up 4 touchdowns. Quan George had a good game, but of course, he had the big fumble at the end of the game that potentially cost the Breakers the game. Otherwise, it would have been a breakout game for Quan George. Tremaine Woodard killed the Breakers as well. He had 7 catches for 159 yards, averaging 22.7 a catch. The 8th-year man out of Alabama just was a deciding factor in this game. Perriman probably had his best game of the year so far, approaching 77 yards on the ground, averaging over 5 yards a carry. But again, the Breakers had to do away with the running game after they got down in the second half. Breakers actually outgained Shreveport, but that's a little misleading because Shreveport had the big defensive touchdown, and so that pretty much took away a possession from them. But once again, it doesn't matter. The Breakers defense just cannot get enough stops, and they did give up 35 points in this game. So much improvement is needed in that area, and that's going to equal a loss. So the Breakers fall to 0-4, and next week is not going to get any better as the Breakers play the Orlando Renegades next week, who as of right now are undefeated. So it's going to be another tough game next week. So with that, I appreciate you watching. Be sure and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.